sidewalk outside is filled with people waiting for the parade to start. Everyone is wearing whatever makes them feel most like themselves, even if that means wearing hardly anything at all.
Saw this one coming. Who had this on their list of stuff that might be happening? And I don't know, I'm only reading you what I run across, and it's pretty significant. Let me show you. This is wild. Check it out. So you've got J.B. Pritzker, who's been like really critical of everything that RFK Jr. has talked about. When it comes to being healthy. This guy here is like, yeah, I would never listen to RFK Jr. about health. Of course, J.B. Pritzker, by the way, has lost some weight. I think he got on that Ozempic, which that could be a blessing in disguise. Ozempic is really good for your health. It does so much wonders. You lose weight, but you have bone loss, and there's a lot of side effects. It's pretty wild. So go forge ahead with that, sir. Let's see how the stomach. I better be careful, YouTube. YouTube be mad at me about telling things that are factual. And funny thing is like, well, it's not funny, but it's ironic. What is going on here? What are we doing? So the left is taking Tylenol all the time now. They're like, so now there's this lady who, and I'm moving around a little bit, but she was pregnant. You can see this right here, and like took a whole bunch of Tylenol, and now the headline shows, and this popped up a little while back, she's on a ventilator in a hospital because she's damaged her liver significantly, allegedly due to the Tylenol use. Showing people up how it's fine, I do what I want. And she's got a husband and everything. And man, okay, wow. And then John Thune, and I'm moving around a little bit, is like, I'm very, very concerned about Trump's comments on autism, urges people to trust the experts. Okay, well, there's a thing, guys. I'm going to find it real quick. Then I'm going to move on about Pritzker. But there was a tweet that resurfaced a while back. Where's it at? You think I'd have all this all up, but I kind of this is a stream of conscience, by the way. And a lot of the times I start a video and I'm like, wait a minute, let me just mention this real quick. But there was a tweet that Tylenol put out, and there's probably been videos all over the world about it already, but here it is right here. It says, by Tylenol, this was March 17th, 2017. We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. And, you click on the tweet, and it's a legitimate tweet. It's from the Tylenol people. And this was from a long time ago. Now everybody's like, oh, there's a lot of new comments in this 2017 tweet. Even InfoWars threw this out here. I guess I don't know if this is InfoWars, but it could be. That got quite a big following. But, yeah. That's all right. Now back to J.B. Pritzker. If I can find, where is it at? J.B. Pritzker. There we go. Right here. Here it is. All right, J.B. Pritzker. Articles of impeachment filed. The Illinois House Judiciary Committee scheduled a hearing on October 25th to review the articles of impeachment filed against Governor J.B. Pritzker, making a significant escalation in the state's political tensions. Illinois State Rep. Chris Miller has introduced articles of impeachment against Pritzker, accusing him of fostering division through inflammatory rhetoric that allegedly violates his oath to uphold the Illinois Constitution to protect the citizens. Republicans claim that Pritzker's statement have incited unrest, while the governor defends his remarks as calls for peaceful civic engagement. The filing launched formal impeachment proceedings, raising questions about the accountability in Pritzker's public statements. So, doesn't give an exact date, but that's just a 5 days in a wake up. We'll be in October. We'll see what's happening. But the health czar Pritzker is under scrutiny now. I won't say this is going to be this won't be like a cut and dry case. It's not like he's going to be impeached. I don't think it'll happen. I think that there's too many spineless Republicans to even actually move in with this, even though Charlie Kirk, before his passing, gave a great testimony about being on the offense and hitting people, right, do everything that they do to us. Hit them hard, politically. And but just something that's coming up. People are speaking out. There is things being talked about, but the stochastic terrorist remarks are easily defendable by having to prove intent, and that's a hard thing to do in the court of law, is to prove intent, especially when they don't openly say go do violent things. They use all the words around it. But I'm just reporting you what I've seen. This is what's going to happen. Look for things to be kind of moving in October. The media is going to get ahead of it probably within the next, I'd say by the closer to the end, which are there by say the 28th or the 29th of this month here, you're going to start seeing the Mockingbird media hit really hard on this subject to get people's emotions already in the direction of how wrong it is and how much Republicans are trying to stifle the First Amendment and all this stuff. And by the way, I want to cover this one thing. There was this Charlie Kirk Act that was supposed to get the Smith-Mundt Act repealed that was repealed by Obama, which was the modernization of the act. And what you're looking at is, in a real quick summarization, is the fact that you've got Mark Elias and all these people jumping on the bandwagon to try to stifle the ability to be able to have some sort of regulation on lying to people, not telling the truth, using false reports and using misinformation, which is what the left does, and then blames it on us when we actually bring facts to the table. They're trying to get ahead of the possibility that somebody will remodernize the modernization of the Smith-Mundt Act. That's what we're looking at. I guarantee you 100%, because they think that this could be a threat to their propaganda machine. So to do that, they're going to get ahead of it by using all the key talking points about how the Trump administration is trying to stifle the First Amendment. And by the way, they never actually that FCC dude did say something out of the way by saying we won't allow Jimmy Kimmel back on the air after ABC took him off. They should have not said that. That was a bad move. Never should have said that. And I disagree with that. Let him be on the air. Nobody's watching him anyways. But what it ended up doing was giving the left all the talking points of saying how we're trying to stop freedom. Even though you can look this up. Do this on Twitter or on Google or Wikipedia. The ESPN took a dude named Robert Lee off the air back in 2017 because of his name. He was a sports announcer. His name was Robert Lee. He was an Asian guy. They said because of his name being too closely related to a Confederate soldier that was something to do with racisms, then we got to take him off the air. And his name was Robert Lee. He was an Asian guy, and he was a really good sports reporter. And he got his voice suppressed just because of his name. And this was done by the left. But anyways, I'll digress. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day.